219! 219!
Forward Progress, a Chicago Bears podcast with Dan Bernstein and Matt Abaticola on 312 Sports.
Never a doubt.
Never a doubt, ever.
There was absolutely never a doubt in anyone's mind. In my mind, in Maddie's, in yours. I know for sure that you were 100% certain that the Chicago Bears would win this battle of the blob that was... This game tape is not going to be sent to Canton, but the Bears have evened their record heading into the bye week with a 25-24 victory over the Raiders. And you know what? You get 4 takeaways, you better win the goddamn game.
Yeah, you better. Despite what might have happened with your offense, you get 4 takeaways. Geno Smith just wants to throw to Kevin Byard. I think the Bears had maybe half the number of interceptions that the wide receivers had for Las Vegas. I mean, it was just really tough, but 2 teams entered the blob. 1 team leaves victorious, and luckily
2 teams enter blob. 1 team leave, but both still in blob. But
both
it's
still
okay.
in blob. Yes,
it's okay.
But
And you know
one's
what?
less in the blob.
Give Caleb Williams credit, because when the Bears got the ball down 24-19 at their own 31, he manufactured a touchdown drive.
He sure did. It was an 11-play
did.
drive that went 60-some yards. Took up over 5 minutes on the clock, and they got the ball in the end zone. It's all you had to do. You have to, and it's not the first time he's done this. He did it last year. He was able to manufacture some game-winning drives or put the team in position to win games, and it worked out today. Las Vegas came back, had a chance at the end, and then you got a huge blocked field goal attempt from Blackwell to end the game 25-24. So, a win's a win. The Bears are 2-2. The Baltimore Ravens are 1-3 on the season. Who'd have guessed it?
Right? The Bears are better right now. The record says you are what your record says you are, and the records say the Bears are better than the Ravens.
But, like you said earlier, this tape is not going to Canton anytime soon, and it was a really ugly game.
No, it was
and
gross.
it was really interesting. Max Crosby was the massive difference in the first half of the game, and he disappeared in the third quarter and then reappeared about midway through the fourth quarter of the game. So whatever adjustments the Bears did.
I know what they did.
If it's the ends and Trapillo and moving Benedict over to the left made a huge difference, and he blocked Max Crosby, not every time, and you're not going to block Max Crosby every time one-on-one, but he did a really good job, Trapillo did, one-on-one against Max Crosby.
And the broadcast did not pick it up, because
not at all.
Spiro
Dides had no idea what side he was playing on.
And they were late. This change was made around the 2-minute warning of the first half. This was not a second half change. They didn't
even say it until
right. They didn't
the
get
third
to
quarter.
it until later. This change was made. I noticed noted the tackles were changed just around the with 2 minutes left in the second quarter. I'm like, well, wait a second, that's not right. And there's a 75 over there and a 79 over there. Well, the benching of Braxton Jones did make a difference in this game. There's absolutely no question. And going forward, I don't know what the Bears are going to do this year, but if this was Ozzie Trapillo saying, I'm going to be ready when you put me in the game, I'll be damned if that rookie didn't stand up and play like he wants that job and he wants to keep that right tackle job.
Well, not just Trapillo, but I think both guys today showed up to play, and I think they have really moving forward with a team that has difficulty running the football and pass protecting. And it wasn't great today, but it was better. But more importantly, they took a guy and they shut Max Crosby down. Again, you're not going to do it every single play. He's too good of a player, and he still impacted the game late in the fourth quarter. But it made a significant difference in what he was doing, because he owned the first half of that game.
It's a big game for Ben Johnson, too, because of, I'm sure, what he told them at half and what he had to do at halftime. This moving both tackles on the road, and say what you want about it not feeling like it's still a road game regardless of the composition of the crowd. To move both tackles on the road and have your offense, and particularly your run game, improve well enough into the second half speaks very highly about the job that Ben Johnson did. And boy, you saw the red ass on him too at halftime.
Yeah,
when Aditi Kinkwabala said, you need to change what you're doing. And he goes, I don't know. You think so?
Yeah, it was so funny. It was so obvious too. I'm watching the game, and we're all watching the game together. And Hank was like, "Is he mad?"
Yes, he's mad.
Yeah, he's very mad.
Yeah, coach.
He's very mad.
He was, but and we saw him try the fake flea flicker. Do you think that the Caleb Williams stumble was a fake stumble?
Yes, I kind of do. I don't know. I'm 50-50 on it, Dan, because it looks.
He almost put the ball down.
He almost put the ball on the ground. It was really close to touching the ground.
That's why I wasn't sure. That's the only thing that made me unsure was that had to be a hell of an acting job if that was an acting job.
When it happened in real time and I saw it, I was like, oh shit, he almost put the ball on the ground. And then the booth was like, oh, that's what Ben Johnson, that's what he did before with the Lions. And I'm like, I don't know if it's the same. But my brain only went there because they said it in the booth. But I thought in real time that it was a stumble and the ball almost hit the ground.
And there's a couple people who are going to be real happy that the Bears pulled out this win, and one of them is 85 because Cole Kmet was hot garbage in this game. That was one of the worst games I've seen him have overall as a Bear. He drops what could have been a touchdown pass. The false starts were potential killers. There were so many moments in this game where there could have been just anything circled. The number of times I circled things that could have been devastating. The fact that 4th and 1, false start, Kmet. Then a late false start, Kmet. The bad snap on 3rd and 5, minus 20 yards, putting him to 4th and 25. And Cairo Santos bailed them out. So
yeah, he had a hell of a game.
Game ball for Cairo Santos, absolutely. And obviously for Kevin Byard, Tyreek Stevenson also played pretty well.
And, Ashton Gentry can thank the Bears anytime he wants because they really let him shine the way that he was supposed to shine coming in the NFL. Had an unbelievable game, 130 yards rushing on 21 carries. And as a team, they rushed for 240 damn yards against the Bears.
Man,
unbelievable.
I wish I had a grand conclusion to pull out of this thing. I still think the Bears are mid, and there are winnable games left on this. And with every week that goes by, some of these games look more and more winnable.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And as more injuries pile up for their opponents, these games will look more winnable. But there really are no grand proclamations to make about this team. This is a team that is right in the middle of the blob, Dan, and they could go anywhere from 7 to 9 wins. That's really where it sits. And that will be a huge positive from where this team was last year. Now, it still looks sloppy at times. There's still some throws that are wide open that Caleb Williams underthrows or just flat out misses, which he shouldn't. But hey, it's going to happen, and you have to get some good defensive plays. And we got really lucky with a lot of with 4 takeaways today.
I'm not going to let you get away with blithely saying it's going to happen because I know you're
that's
right.
What everyone says. I criticize him and I get on him. I hold him to a higher standard, and everyone always says, "Oh no, you can't expect him to make every pass." Well, the wide open ones I do. The wide open ones I expect him to make.
Okay, good. Because I know you just said that as sort of a rhetorical crutch, but which is fine. But it can't just happen. If he's going to be
happen.
What he is, he needs to be more accurate. And there's so many of those mid-range, some of those like 15 to 22 yard passes that are critical in the difference between being mid and being really good. And that's what you pay for, is that kind of accuracy. The one that was a little too high for Roma Dunze.
Some almost got him killed.
So yeah, some of the quick pressure release ones that he ends up dirting instead of just getting to somebody. But that's got to get better. But this is one of those get out of there before they change the scoreboard on you kind of games. Get on that plane.
For sure.
Get home and celebrate this win while you can. And this will give the coaches all kinds of ways to kick their ass for a couple of weeks here. I don't know. Do you think in the past, usually coming off a win, a coach will give more time off to a team heading into the bye? I think with this team, and this will be an interesting call on the part of Johnson to decide, does he tell them, you guys are in tomorrow and we are working a reasonable amount through the bye. I'm not giving you extra time off because we've said it before. There's maybe 7 guys on this roster that are going to matter when the team is good. But
right.
as far as sending a message saying you got the win, you're 2-2, you strung a couple together here, but none of this was good enough to earn extra time off.
Well, here, help me remember what's standard protocol for going into a bye week. So they just finished their game today. They don't play again for 2 weeks. So they're all next weekend, obviously. What's standard going into a bye?
I don't remember specifically, but I know it is within the coach's purview for when they call them back to regular work. Do you give them a full week with the exception of the guys who have to do treatment? I just think it's going to be interesting to hear what the call is. And I don't, maybe somebody can help us in the comments about because I think Eberflus coming off a win gave them the full time off.
He gave them the full time off. Yes.
I think he did.
I hope Ben Johnson doesn't, because this team, A, doesn't deserve it, and B, needs the time together. Like, you can't give me all the bullshit about we're just getting to know each other, we're still coming together, it's only been 4 games, we're still learning each other, and then be like, oh, take some time off. Because
Go ahead and finish.
As I say, especially because you beat a team that was very beatable at home. So you win a game on the road, that doesn't credit you any extra time off, not in my book, not for this team, not right now.
I would also think that if this is your new starting offensive line going forward, you can't just leave it here with a half a football.
But
can't
Dan,
say
how is it possible that they played so well together when they haven't played together before? They don't
You
know
can't have
each other yet.
You can't have a new left tackle and a new right tackle and then say, okay, take a vacation, go fishing for a week. I don't think you can do that. It's too important. If maybe they found something here, if it took them this long, and to their credit, Johnson said, with all of the rhetoric that was spouted about the competition at left tackle involving Benedict, Amagaje, and Braxton Jones, they did, as it went on, admit that this was going to be ongoing. It was going to be week to week, and hell, it was play to play. If in fact they stumbled on their tackles in this game, then that's a reason to circle this game, regardless of whatever that was we had to sit through.
Yeah, so for me, they have work tomorrow. They get, for me, a regular off day Tuesday. I would like to see them work Wednesday, Thursday. Give them Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, and then switch your Monday and Tuesday. So you have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You're back at it on Tuesday for your regular week.
I'm cool with that.
I would swap those days off, but you're in Wednesday, Thursday, and you have a long weekend with Monday as well. One play I want to talk about, and it was in the first quarter, the Byard interception. I want to say that Montez Sweat impacted Geno Smith on that throw, coming around the edge. He may have, if he didn't touch his arm, he at least distracted him enough to hesitate on pulling the trigger, and then he threw that pass. Although Byard's sitting there in center field waiting for it. On the following drive, the Bears go to 3rd and 14. Ben Johnson takes his first timeout. They come out of the timeout, and remember, it was that quick pass.
It was batted down by Crosby.
That it was the exact same play that Van Ginkel saw and read and knew in the Monday Night Football game.
Great
he
call.
Ran right up the line, stuck his left hand out, and then Max Crosby did the same exact thing, and that was both of them coming out of timeouts.
That is a great catch on your part. That was indeed
the exact same play.
One, yep, the same one he jumped. Why don't we look at that one in the playbook where we do this week of self-scouting and maybe recognize that there's some giveaways there that maybe you're telling something?
Yeah, because in my notes I wrote in capital letters and I circled it 1,000 times, stop this play. Because Van Ginkel knew it, and it was the first game of the season. Max Crosby knew it right now on the 4th game of the season, and nearly had interceptions, both guys. Same exact play.
I believe this is the case. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't Ben Johnson now have more Sunday road wins as a head coach than Matt Eberflus did?
I'm going to say yes without even confirming that.
I think I'm right on that.
One of our commenters will tell us. I think you're right.
I think I'm right. I think Ben Johnson has surpassed Matt Eberflus in Sunday road victories. And to their credit, again, to win a sloppy-ass game like this, to come out of there with everything that you were trying to do, all those every speed bump that you were setting down in front of yourself to still get out of there with a win it's testament to something, to some level of resilience. I hate to credit a team for resilience when they're able to respond to their own self-created headwinds.
Right.
But whatever it was, and credit to the quarterback for holding them together and marching them on that drive, that 69-yard drive, starting at their own 31, that was a mixture of passes, runs, opportunistic scrambles. I don't know why they were in man defense, turning their backs to the play on some of that stuff, but other than the 2-point conversion that failed, everything else was it was grinding clockwork. Nothing spectacular, but they were able to get it done, and that is something on which you can build.
Yeah, and I think, Dan, I think in that regard you have to credit the coaching, and you have to credit whatever kind of work and preparation they're putting into into repetitive things that they can bring back out onto the field, because it is very sloppy. Caleb didn't really look comfortable at all in the pocket. He was flushed from the pocket more times than I expected against the Raiders rush, because it wasn't existent really the first 3 games of the season, and they really got to the Bears. But there's a play in the fourth quarter. It's after the Vegas takes a lead 24-19, and you have Cole Kmet with his second false start. So puts the team back, and then you get a huge first down run from Caleb Williams to get a first down. At that point in the game, the Bears had 11 plays for negative yards to Las Vegas's 4. And yet you still find a way to win the game. You have multiple opportunities in the red zone, and you come out with either nothing because you get sacked and you lose yards. You take yourself out of field goal range. You get no touchdowns. I think their first 3 red zone possessions were for field goals. So and you're able to do that. To me, it says a couple things: that there is good coaching going on there, recognizing what needs to be adjusted as the game is moving through, and again you're playing a bad team, and that's fine because it's on the schedule, and you can't fault the Bears for who's on the schedule. That's who they play. Last week, they took advantage of a really bad Cowboys team. This week, this is not a very good Raiders team, yet the Bears allowed them in this game by giving them 240 yards rushing, a team that was dead last in rushing, or at least towards the bottom in yards per carry, and you let them rush for you for 240 yards.
Well, you needed 4 takeaways to do it. I don't know if there's anything larger to be learned from this game. I think we said that as sort of the thematic statement when we just jumped on. And thanks to everyone for joining us, by the way. If you are new to what we do here on Forward Progress, welcome. We're very happy you're here. I'm Dan Bernstein. That's Matt Abaticola. And 312 Sports is a brand new Chicago sports podcast network as part of Hubbard Broadcasting here in Chicago. And if you missed Dan Bernstein Unfiltered, we did a little special live version of that this morning, just on a whim. We woke up and decided to pop on. It's one of the cool things about doing this live on YouTube when we want. But other than that, Dan Bernstein Unfiltered is always Monday through Friday, usually comes out around 11. Forward Progress comes out thereafter, also Monday through Friday, and always immediately post-game. And you know what? Either show, whenever the hell else we want, we can do that too. And love doing these things. I'm able to come, right in with my crazy person notes that I always take that I don't know that I can make hide nor hair of them later on when I go back and look at them. And it's sort of like reading my homework that is stuck in the pages of my high school textbooks. If you ever try to do that, I did that with my calculus textbook, and it was honestly like someone else existed.
You still have textbooks from high school?
They're at my parents' house. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and I don't
think mine made it through the school year. So
there's all these pieces of paper with my old homework in it of things that I not only can I not begin to understand the homework, it's even in general the concepts of anything are completely lost on me. I have no idea what any of it was.
Well, try taking a look at the way they teach middle school math now.
Oh no, I tried and I gave up. I told both kids are on their own.
Yeah.
Just forget it. I was too busy trying to teach what it is to be a Chicago Bears fan. And believe me, the texts have been flying around to hear my little group chat was going on. The number of times people wrote off the Bears and in this game was, I think, 12 different times. At least somebody in the group chat said, that's it. I'm
really?
done for the day, or that's it. This is over.
Well, I texted you after the first quarter and said, you want to start? The game's over.
That's the joke. And I notice every time I put on Twitter and Blue Sky a reminder that we're going to be doing this when the game is decided, there's always a wag out there or two will just say, oh, you mean now? Oh, you mean at halftime? Yeah, I get the joke. You think the Bears are bad. I understand. I want Ben Johnson to tell us why he, upon winning the toss, wanted to receive. Because he's too smart for that.
Why? What do you mean?
Because you defer. You always defer. Always.
Wanted the ball.
Always defer.
He wanted his offense to go out there and show what they could do.
Yeah,
and they went 3 and out. So,
I know that it reminds me too much of powdered toast, man. Too much Eberflus in that. And I wanted my offense to have the ball. Well, your offense had the ball and they were bad and they punted because Drew Dahlman got beat very, very, very bad.
Very bad. Yeah. At the start of the game, like it was the pressure up the middle that was the issue. Again, a couple of guys I do want to highlight. There's a play. First quarter, about less than nine minutes ago in the first quarter, Vegas had that 3rd and short. They went for it on third and short, and then again on 4th and short with 2 awful calls, didn't make it. But that first play, Chris Williams took an offensive lineman and threw him into the backfield. Was unbelievable. And then in the 4th and short, Billings had an unbelievable play to create pressure and to stop that 3rd and short and 4th and short. So I want to highlight those two guys. You have the game by Stevenson, too. Tyreek Stevenson. Hell of an interception, recovers a fumble, made some really good plays. I thought at the end there it was almost him that blocked that field goal when I first saw that. I saw the 9 and the body flipping over. But I thought he had a good enough game as we're trying to talk about writing the narrative for going into the Washington game.
Absolutely.
He had a good enough game here to say, you know what? Here's the story. 2 weeks in a row now against the Cowboys, has the play of the game early in the game to shut down a drive. You go on it and you kick the Cowboys' ass, and then had a really good game with an unbelievable interception. I mean, that's a highlight interception for the year in the consecutive game. So he's written the story for himself.
He's earned himself a good couple of weeks because of the quality of play in these last 2 games. And you know that we're going to see a lot of that play leading up to the next time the Bears play, but he can stand proud and say, I've recovered from that. And the Bears can say, look, we didn't throw the baby out with the bathwater on that one. They could have cut him any number of times. They could have said that we can't have that. There's too many bad memories. We can't have the ghosts of that awful play around. But they trusted themselves, and they trusted their own coaching and development and ability to reach this guy. So far, so good. That's kind of a win. I was a little disappointed we didn't see more of Luther Burden. And I understand that Cole Kmet wasn't there as they're trying to keep track of the rookies. It was too bad that coming off of a 100-yard breakout performance that Luther Burden got, just the one touch on the play that went for negative yards, I believe.
Yeah, where Crosby was no gain. Back. Yeah.
And I may need to settle in, and I want to watch the Loveland situation carefully, because the knock on him in the scouting reports in large part always hurt. And that's what Michigan people were saying about it. It's like, yeah, enjoy that. He's hurt a lot. And the hip injury initially was not believed to be a big deal, but it did keep him out of this game. We saw way too much Durham Smythe. I don't need to see much more of him, and it affects the personnel packages that they want to use. But it was interesting to me that Luther Burden did not have feature opportunities, because there's a lot of guys to feed here. There really are. There are a lot of people to keep happy, and they're trying to do that with DJ Moore. We saw Roma Dunze obviously took advantage of some strange safety play on a nifty ball from Caleb Williams to score the touchdown. And it's going to be an ongoing puzzle to solve to make sure that these weapons are properly deployed.
Hey, somebody in comments said that Williams didn't play. He was inactive. Did I not have 91? I thought I saw 91 make a play in the backfield.
No, Chris Williams was in it. The inactives were Gordon, Edwards, Loveland, Wright, Jarrett, Williams, and Keenum.
Okay, then who did I see make the play in the backfield? Because on that third down play, the 3rd and short, when they stopped them and then they went for it on 4th and short, it was Billings made the play on 4th.
Are you talking about the first quarter?
Yeah, in the first quarter.
Oh, Dangbo.
Oh, it was really?
It was Odengbo. That's who I had. I wrote down
I
3rd
don't know
and
how
1.
I saw 91 then. Okay.
I wrote down Smith no gain Odengbo.
Okay.
That's just what I had. I could be wrong.
Yeah, no, I'm
but
gonna check it
was
again,
my
and
note.
I'll correct my notes. Yeah, thanks for the comments there. Appreciate it. There's another comment here. Tyreek is he's a good, not cut guy.
As opposed to not dead guy.
Yes.
Understand.
That's what he said. No, that is his next comment was like not dead guy.
See, I knew where you were going. Who said that? Archibald Meat Pants? Lunatics. Idiots.
Yeah, you know what? And the Bears had 5 possessions that started in Raiders territory. It shouldn't have been a 1-point game. It really shouldn't have been. With the takeaways, with the field possession, especially in the first half, it should not have been a 1-point game, but that's what a team in the blob does.
I'm perfectly happy getting any kind of a road win, as ugly as this was. It was like this is not something you're going to hang in the Museum of Football aesthetics, but it's a road win against a team that apparently wanted to get beat, and a Bears team that decided after a half that it was going to do everything it could do to stop it getting in its own way, with the exception of Cole Kmet. God, he was just terrible.
He was really bad.
He was,
and 2 false start penalties, some drops.
You'd think with Loveland out, understanding that, look, you're the guy now, you're gonna have every opportunity. And truth be told, on a couple of those, they love him on that long crosser, like that long looping crosser behind the second level. And there were multiple times where he was open. And just because of the breaking out of the pocket when he did, trying to avoid the rusher, not being able to reset his feet, I didn't think that Caleb Williams was quite able to take advantage some of the times when his tight end was open.
Yeah, but I will give him credit for the soft coverage that the Raiders were in a lot of the game. He was able to find some nice pockets, make some nice throws. But that's what's really frustrating about Caleb Williams, is that some of the throws he makes, you're just like, all right, there aren't many guys that make those throws, and then it's those wide open ones that he throws 2 feet short. I scream at the TV. I want to see him be more consistent with the easy ones, and the hard ones are the ones he comes through and he makes. Have you noticed when he's running to his right now, he's becoming less accurate as he's rolling to his right. He's making less and less accurate passes rolling out to his right, which you would think would be a strength, obviously.
And there's one that he threw across his body that should have been picked.
Correct.
I don't know what that was, and he was running right.
I got that in my notes somewhere. I remember who it was to.
Don't do that again.
Oh, I think it was the one that it was eventually to Kmet. And Kmet was open, and then he threw a couple seconds later and allowed the defense to recover a bit. And it was funny because Arch, they showed the replay, and he was like, he showed Kmet coming around. He's like, well, you had Cole Kmet was wide open, and then eventually he threw it downfield, and he didn't realize that he actually threw it to Kmet still. And it was almost picked off.
Why am I holding 2 pens?
One doesn't write.
No, they both write. I'm holding one of my left. I don't know what happened.
Do you have sushi? Are you using his chopsticks? What are you doing?
I look down and I have a pen in each hand. I don't know what I'm trying to do here. I don't know. A nice Bears victory makes me confused and weird. Okay. We need to credit Kyle Monungai for averaging 4.5 yards per carry, breaking a couple of tackles and running hard, because we've given him a lot of flack. I have. I believe I said I was done with him. I still don't think he's really any good, but he ran hard when they needed him to run hard after a first half that saw the Bears have 12 rushes for 2 yards.
Yeah, Dan, I mean, you take away Caleb Williams' scrambling yards, and their running backs finished with 56 yards.
Not great. Not great. And Roma Dunze, 1 catch in the first half for just 12 yards, finished with 4 receptions for 69 yards and that touchdown.
Yeah,
so
first Bear to do that since Silky D have a touchdown in the first 4 games of a season.
Yeah, it was great to hear his name get mentioned, right?
Sure
At least
was.
we had somebody
absolutely.
with a number 85 we can think well about today.
Yeah, so at the end of the first half, Bears had 35 plays and 90 total yards, and the turnover differential was 3-1 at that point. That was halftime. Yeah, again, it was a game that the Bears somehow found a way to win because Geno Smith wanted to throw interceptions. I mean, you gave up the longest rushing touchdown of the season so far. I think they said for Ashton Genty. not just for him, but they said for the season. So you find a way to win on the road, and you credit the team to do that, and they climb out of a 0-2 hole, and they're 2-2 now. They went against two teams that were very beatable and had a chance to win. They came out and they won. They dominated the Cowboys, who were awful, who probably are going to get just motorboated tonight by the Packers. And then they
raced.
No,
motorboated.
No, motorboated.
No, you're gonna get motorboating is different.
No, motorboating is when you beat the shit out of somebody.
No, that's boat raced.
Okay, so I'm saying it wrong.
I know you've been doing it on purpose for a while and waiting to see if somebody notices, but I gotta call you on it. Because motorboated is different. It's not. It's. You know, I would wish it upon them if they want it. I mean, maybe
like a big fat lineman. No,
I don't know. I don't know exactly how a football team would end up doing that, or what exactly the idiom or the metaphor would be in this case. But we shall. Yeah, they're gonna get killed.
They're gonna get killed. Yeah,
absolutely.
But hey, you know what? Good news is the Bears are 2-2. And it's not what I anticipated to see after 4 games. When the first 2 games of the season, I would have never thought this team was going to be 2-2.
One
Despite
way or another,
their opponents.
They've ended up kind of right where they should be. I think it's about right. I think that's, if you said, looking at the teams that they've played, that I don't know that you would have drawn it up quite like this, or that anybody really would have, but it's all right. It could be worse. It could be worse. You get that your young coach has got consecutive wins, and I'd love to know exactly what was said at halftime and what challenges were out there. But they did something. We always ask of the Bears, and it's something that's always made me crazy. And we've talked about it. But you're the coach. Do something. If something's bad, act on it. Do
Correct.
something. Don't be fatalistic. And I really think that this end of first half move with both tackle positions, it goes against, it is really risky, because everybody in this league, in coaches, players will always say, never make 2 moves when 1 will suffice. You never want to change 2 positions when it's possible to only change 1. And they said, screw it. We're changing 2. And it worked.
Yeah, it worked great. It worked great. I mean, it made a significant difference in what Max Crosby was doing from the entire third quarter and about halfway through the fourth. And then he got back going again. Do you think – I think he's a guy that rides a motorcycle to work, and he's shirtless and no helmet. Max Crosby? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Right? 100%, correct?
Yeah. Although it would be better if it were like have you seen the pictures of Dan Campbell with that tiny little dog on his lap?
No.
You haven't?
I have not.
He's got, I don't know what kind of dog
right before
it is.
He eats it, or what is it?
No, it looks like Les
pet?
Grobstein's. Do you remember Les Grobstein's dog Moose?
I don't.
Did you ever meet Moose?
I never did. No.
Okay. And I generally can't stand little dogs. You know, I think anything smaller than like 60 pounds is a cat. But Dan Campbell, of all people, well, he's in the drive-thru at Starbucks getting his giant, 7-shot, whatever it is. The dog is a tiny little puffball of a dog, and he just has the thing sitting on his lap. So I would picture either Max Crosby is exactly what you say, like he's eating light bulbs and driving around shirtless on his bike, where he's got like the biker gang vest and no shirt on.
Okay, that works too.
Or he's got an old-fashioned penny farthing bicycle with a big wicker front basket on it.
With a flower on it.
Yes, with a flower.
And he puts his dog in the basket.
Right. It's either it's completely against type or it's not, because I don't think it's anywhere in between.
Here, I'm going to throw something more frustrating at you. Imagine the Vikings' fourth quarter doesn't happen on Monday Night Football, and the Bears are 3-1.
We can't play these games.
Sure we can.
No, we can't. These don't get you anywhere. I don't.
They were in that game. That was their game. They gave that game away.
Yeah, but it's the NFL. All these games come down to bad calls and people falling down and just
like your tackle prospect who dramatically falls down to the ground on his own.
Yeah,
if
you missed DBU this morning, I was talking about number 71 on Oregon, the right tackle, who I really liked. But apparently the scouting reports say he randomly falls down in space.
Just on his own.
And no, the general Max Crosby does not ride a unicycle, but that would be cool. Or he's one of those weirdos that you ever see the guys in the city on the tall bikes,
No.
like the extra, like a double frame or triple frame bike. You
Oh,
never
I'm
see.
glad I haven't. No,
It's
thank
a
God.
thing in Chicago. There's like
Okay.
I don't know how they get on or off the bike,
A ladder.
but I don't know if it's like if you stop that bike, you have to kind of ride it's like a falling tree to get down. I don't know how they do it, but you've never seen guys on like those super
never
tall,
have.
weird bikes?
No, never have.
Okay. Well, keep your eye open for them. I don't think I made it up. I might have dreamt it, but I don't think so. I don't know. I'm sure there's a name for them, but if he rides one of those at whatever he is, 300 pounds or 280 pounds or whatever he is, good luck to you, sir.
All right, have a look at some scores for today around the NFL. Steelers, they beat the Vikings this morning in Dublin, so 24-21. Falcons over the Commanders. Bills beat up on the Saints. Lions just took care of the Browns pretty easy, 34-10. The Patriots over the Panthers, 42-13. Giants beat the Chargers, 21-18. Jackson Dart gets his first win, his first career start.
Yeah, he's an excitable young man.
And then Malik Neighbors tore his ACL. So no good for the Giants.
Yeah, I saw the video
The
of
football
Kayvon
Giants.
Thibodeau finding that out from a reporter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was really sad.
Eagles beat your Buccaneers 31-25. Texans all over the Titans 26-0. Rams beat the Colts, gave them their first loss 27-20. And the Jaguars with an upset over the 49ers 26-21. Chiefs beat the Ravens 37-20. And then, of course, the Bears over the Raiders in the blob game 25.
Is Brian Callahan fired yet?
Not yet, but he should be. He
He
should
be absolutely
soon, right?
fired tonight or tomorrow morning, because not only is his team awful, but now he's fighting with reporters. And I think it was Paul Kuharski that mentioned something that Callahan said at his initial press conference, that this team is going to be tough and resilient. It's like, I thought you said your team was going to be resilient. And I was like, I know what you're doing there. I know, and I've got to compose myself before I say what I'm thinking right now. I thought Callahan actually handled it maybe better than some would have. But if we're already into that, it's time for that guy to be gone.
Yeah, probably should go. So, and then taking a look at the standings here real quick. So that puts the Lions at 3-1 on top of the division. Packers to beat the Cowboys tonight. So we'll put them at 3-1. Also, Minnesota 2-2 along with the Bears, who should be 3-1.
You can't be this guy. I'm noting some of the reporters that we follow in the post game in the bowels of Allegiant Stadium. Kevin Fishbane from The Athletic tweets that Bears head coach Ben Johnson said he could hear Richard Hightower in his headset narrating before the Raiders field goal. He said, quote, "Blackwell's gonna block it," unquote.
Oh, that's funny, because Henry must have been talking to Coach Hightower, because Henry said that they're going to block this field goal too before it happened.
Ben Johnson said he told Caleb Williams, "This is what you're built for," before leading the game-winning drive. Well,
You know,
they
and
didn't
I
know
did
it was
see the
game-winning drive, though, until the guy
I
blocked
did
the
see
field goal.
the I saw a quote from Cam Ward at post game. He said that his team is ass. Yeah, Natalie showed me the quote, and I had no idea what he was saying about something about he said something like, if we're going to keep it a buck, then our team is ass. So I took it as something negative. I didn't quite get it, but yeah.
Our team that's better than we stinks.
Yes.
That is up there. That's like, Ditka, I don't think we're going to win another game.
If we're keeping it a buck, we is ass.
Yeah, Callahan said that's over. He is.
Yeah, if your rookie quarterback is calling the team out like that.
Yep, that is old coachy coach. Be cooked, toasted, finished, drizzle a little olive oil on him and sprinkle some parsley and Parmesan and serve him.
You know, the Raiders return game wasn't as bad. I think Hightower was onto something when he said it's a pretty good team that he sees on film.
Well, until the last one, who's that little white guy?
I don't know.
Who ran it out to the 42?
It was a fan they took out of the stands. I think it was like some kind of Vegas thing.
He
got a chance to return one. And then what's that the running back that his first game today, long time, was a 49er guy?
Raheem Mostert.
Yeah, so he had some nice returns, also a nice 38-yard run, helping the Raiders run the football. So Yeah, their return game didn't look nearly as bad as it looked on paper. That's for sure. And apparently, I think their numbers were very skewed from that Washington game last week. It was really, really just kicked the shit out of them. So maybe they're not as bad as it looked on paper. Looking at their numbers.
It should be noted, Raheem Mostert, a one-time Chicago Bear. I believe years ago he was a practice squatter who just kind of never made his way onto the roster and then had some pretty spectacular seasons with the Dolphins. And I used to joke with Paul Charchian about him, the number of times that Raheem Mostert's name would come up.
Yeah, didn't he have like 20-some touchdown runs for the Dolphins in one season?
18, I want to say it was 18? Something like
okay.
That.
Close to 20. Like yeah. Anyway, so Bears got to win.
Yep,
Bears
2-2,
25-24. Yep.
2-2, 25-24. It's it wasn't pretty in any way, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be pretty to count as a win. So the Bears
may have found your tackles.
They head into the bye week, and we're gonna have plenty to talk about on both Forward Progress and Dan Bernstein Unfiltered throughout this week. And what we're gonna do, we should mention that people say, well, what do you do for your Friday when you always try to figure out the top 10 of the Bears opposing team all time? Well, this week, we're going to self-scout. This week, Friday, the top 10 Bears of all time.
There's a comment here. Maddie's overhit, but the Bears got 1.5. On this morning, I did it on my bookie. The Bears got 1.5, so they were receiving 1.5, and it was
that can't be right.
Yeah, that's what I had on my bookie.
You sure?
Yes, I said it on our special DBU episode too. That's why I took it because I looked at it this morning and it had the Bears plus 1.5 and the over under was 48. So I hit on both. So my streak is back on.
All right, I need help because I did not. My Cole Kmet touchdown he dropped, and then I believe Travis Kelce, who I said would get 50 yards receiving, got 48. So
I said 40. He'd get 49.
Yeah, you did. Yes. Yep. You know me. Yeah. So I need a win. I need something because I've been hurting.
What are we gonna do for the top 10 list this week?
We're doing the Bears.
Yeah, top 10 Bears.
Top 10 Bears for the bye week.
I already have my number one. So.
Oh, I think I might have mine.
I've been
too.
Working on my list already. So.
No, you can't. It's not allowed.
Why isn't it allowed? I'm the committee.
That's true. You are the
committee can do whatever they want.
All right, that's going to do it for our live post game. Thank you for being a part of this, and make sure that you subscribe, and that way you'll get alerts once you configure your alerts to make sure whenever we go on. And you should get these alerts for both shows, if you subscribe to Forward Progress and to 312 Sports for Dan Bernstein Unfiltered, because like I say, this morning we did a special DBU, and you want to be aware of that, of when you can tune in and find everything. Usually it's Monday through Friday, and we thank you for being a part of it and joining us today. We will talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.